Hello, this is Dan from Nerd OD, and I'm joined today by Sean.
Hi, Dan from Nerd OD. This is Sean from Nerd OD.
Whoa, from Nerd OD? No way. Wait, have we also got Reg? Where are you from, Reg?
I'm from Saltney Ferry.
Oh, okay. But you're not from Nerd OD.
As in, I'm from Nerd OD as well. Hi, guys.
Excellent. Hi, how's it going? So, it wasn't that long ago that we all enjoyed a lovely weekend at Wales Comic Con, right?
I don't remember going to Wales Comic Con. I do remember going to Telford, though.
That's true.
Yes,
that's
right.
Don't anger the Wales Comic Con gods. But yeah, it's our favourite Comic Con, right? I don't think I'm wrong in saying that. And you know what? That is not putting down any other Comic Cons, because there are lots that we love. That is just challenging you to be as good as Wales Comic Con. Let's see what 2022 holds. But speaking of 2022, Wales Comic Con always seems to get the most amazing guests. Wales Comic Con always seems to pull some names out the bag that I'm like, how on earth have they got these people? So I almost feel like no one is out of bounds as long as they're alive, obviously. So with that criteria, I asked you guys and people on the internet to let us know who is your bucket list people to be at Wales Comic Con. So we've got a few answers from the internet, but I want to hear you guys first. So who wants to go first?
I'm a very, very easy to impress person. So having a list of people I'd like to see at the con is very simple for me. I have very few needs, and the one group of people that I continuously chat about non-stop in work is the cast of Spaced. And Sean, that I would adore to see Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Jessica Haynes. If we're lucky, Edgar Wright. I think he now is in that sort of bit where he's like, yeah, no, I don't need to do this. But oh my, could you imagine especially the panel, a space panel, especially because they just celebrate like the 20 plus years, 25 years, isn't it, of Spaced? Like having them at next year's Comic-Con would just be incredible. I mean, the stories anyway from Simon Pegg and Nick Frost have always been genius. But having a whole crew together where they genuinely just enjoy laughing and joking, and all I can see is blurry lines on that.
That's where you went. I was wondering where you went to. I was like, Sean's disappeared off. I'm going to have to edit in video that he's still there. But he's got the Space
blurry,
House.
But that's the Space House.
Excellent. And you got that at Wales Comic Con, right?
Yeah, I did.
But even though Nick Frost doesn't like speaking about the past, I would love to have that panel. I think that panel, and just having the guys sign like my 6 different variations of the Space box sets that I've got from like all the different artwork styles and stuff, that'd be awesome. I mean, I've already got Simon Pegg's book signed.
I imagine he can't like speaking about the present either with that awful TV show that he recently did.
Truth Seekers. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I was intrigued by it.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't great by any means, but it wasn't.
Well, maybe that
ever.
Means he's an easy get. his star is not rising currently, so we still love you, Nick Frost.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, them and the cast of 24. We've already had Kiefer Sutherland there, so it just proves we can get the biggest star there.
We've had Carlos Bernard as well. So that's actually that's a group of people on my list as well. I got Kiefer. I don't often. I mean, I've never. Okay, no, I've once paid for a photo at Wales Comic Con, but that wasn't for me. We got Mr. Motivator for one of you guys.
Yeah, we did. It was my background on my work laptop for like about 4 years before we had Oliver. And then as soon as we had Oliver, I had to change over to Oliver, but it was always me and Mr. Motivator. So whenever I went to a client, I was like, right, guys, just let me boot up the laptop for you and we'll talk business. And as soon as I booted up, it's just a photo of me in spandex, like pointing to Mr. Motivator. And they're like,
love it.
Can you explain that?
Well, I want Kiefer Sutherland. I want Carlos Bernard, who was Tony. I want Alicia Cuthbert, who was Kim, and Mary Lynn Rich Cub, who was Chloe. They're the 4.
So you're just going for the whole of the 24 cast?
Oh, I'll take the 4.
That photo would be incredible. And of course, Yu Suzuki. That Yu Suzuki would just be
Yu Suzuki
incredible.
Is a possible get as well, like because he has done things. He did Japan Expo, didn't he? And a few other things, a few gaming conferences, obviously more than Comic Cons. And while your tie to him is Shenmue, for other people, who are not down with the Shenmue, which why aren't you? He did.
The crowd hates you, boo.
I mean, look at everything that this guy did. He created Afterburner and Outrun and Space Harrier, and I mean the
Virtua
list goes
Fighter,
on and on.
the main
Virtua
one
Fighter.
people that actually know about.
So, absolutely, that would be an interesting one. We don't get many games developers there. Lots of voice actors, but not many games
lots of
developers.
voice actors and some writers and stuff. But it'd be interesting. And
is that your list?
I could go on, but I think I've named like 12, 13 people, so it's only fair that Sean should really get some guests before I fill it all up.
Right, so I came up with 5 people. I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days, although I have just made the list now in true Steve fashion. So I was... They've all got a story. So first of all, do you remember when a couple of years ago it was announced that Rachel Leigh Cook was coming, and I freaked out? I was like, I can't go.
6 whole hours.
I can't go because I'll sing at her. I know I will.
We're okay with everyone else at Wales Comic Con singing, just not me.
Yeah, I think that maybe. Well, no, because it would be embarrassing. I'd be singing at her, not like.
Okay.
I'd be like, maybe if I show my peacock colours, she'll take me back to America with it. Like, but no, I'm thinking that I've come a long way in the last couple of years. I've mellowed. I might go dressed up as de jour, but I'd make sure that we did go dressed up as de jour. Actually.
Okay. This is that's the boy band out of Josie and the Pussycats, right?
Yeah.
See, most people, I feel like they would go to like She's All That and those sorts of films.
No, so you've got like Donald Faison, you've got Seth Green, you've got the guy from American Pie. But I think
all three of those are also possible guests. They I feel like their star is in just the right place that they would be hanging around at Comic-Cons that are not in Wales.
The next one, I was thinking about shows that haven't been to Wales before, but that have a big following and that do get around. So I was thinking The Office, because obviously I do like The Office.
There's so many people in The Office, yeah.
Absolutely. I decided on one because he's touring at the moment, so I've got tickets to see him in, they had to push it back last year, so I got tickets to see him in February or March. Yeah, Creed Brand. I think because we want to find a balance, because if Steve Carell goes there, we're not going to get to talk to him. He'll be under some contract that we can't film him, and he'll have his own room that we can't get anywhere near because they'll be doing autographs all day and pictures. So it can't be Carell. So I think Creed is just there on the. He would be awesome to meet.
Yeah. That's the beauty of that show, in that everyone on it, even the sort of the lower cast, they're still regarded as like essential to that series.
Yeah, 100%.
And they haven't really. A lot of them haven't done much since that. Comic-Cons have probably. I mean, look at what's the name of the big guy?
Brian Baumgartner. I was just about to say him. He'd be great as well. He was nearly there.
See, he does because a couple of years ago he was the highest earning person on Cameo, which is one of these celeb video message things. So that's the only downside. He can sit at home on his couch or on the toilet or wherever he wants, on the bus if he wants to take the bus somewhere, and do a video message to someone going, "Hey David, I heard it's your birthday. Yeah, great."
He doesn't sit off. I mean, he's been doing podcasts and stuff. He's now doing a secondary watch podcast,
but from the comfort of his own home.
No, I get what you mean.
Whereas, would he then go, all right, for a bit more money, or maybe not even a bit more money? Because I think it's like $200 for a video message. So why would he get on a plane and go and sit in a convention center?
Dan, I think he'd love it. But I'm not bringing Brian. I'm bringing Creed.
Okay, well, you can bring both of them. That's fine. Reg only named like 3 or 4, so he's got a spare.
So. Next one, I was thinking about YouTubers, and they always go with the same YouTuber every time. Sick of Tom Scar. He's always everywhere.
Okay.
I wanted to go for a classic YouTuber, that quit gracefully. Thinking someone more practical. And at the moment, he's doing a film. He's a director. Charlie is so cool, right? Like Charlie McDonnell. I think he'd be great. He'd enjoy it for one.
Who is this guy?
Charlie was all over YouTube at one point. He did a Ben Folds video. He did Saskia Hamilton.
He did Saskia Hamilton.
He's a really nice guy. He seems like a really nice guy. I'm sure if I showed you a video, you'd recognise him. After the pod, just do a Google search for Charlie. It's so cool. Like, I think it would be good for his career.
Search for Saskia Hamilton on YouTube.
Yeah,
I think it would be good. The Ben Folds video.
I think it would be good for his career. I think he'd spend some time talking to us, and I think there'd be a lot of people that would know him or that would make the trip to Wales to go and see him.
I'm surprised there aren't more YouTubers. Like, it feels like quite a...
Like it's just Tom Scar.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely is. Or Mr. Weeble, which I'm all for.
I wouldn't class him as a YouTuber. I know he's on YouTube, and I know that's where he's making his primary source of income. But he's classic Flash, isn't he? He's what would we call them? Like old school internet people, like the founders of the internet, the founders of viral videos. But of course, if we're doing that, then we'd have to bring along the I smell like beef girl and I'm in my mum's car. We could have like a section of just people that don't want to be famous, like the Star Wars kid. He hated that.
Yeah, I feel like you're missing the concept of this. This was bucket list. You don't.
No, I am.
In your mum's car, broom, broom.
No. She's not on this list. I'm going on a tangent.
I know.
Complete tangent.
I agree. There's a lot of really big YouTubers who are accessible, and I'm surprised they don't. I just want to go and
meet. 6 hours later.
Rachel Leigh Cook, Cree Bretton, Charlie McDonnell. Then we've got... Okay. So, I'm thinking... This is a cross between, like... bucket list, oh my god, this would be amazing, really popular actor. And also, might just happen one day accidentally, as in he might just see an event's going on and go, I'm just going to go today because I'm already here. Ryan Reynolds.
Out of everyone who is proper A-list, he feels like the most realistic get.
He's always here. Realistic. He's always in Wrexham.
Yeah. Well, yes, but it's not in Wrexham anymore. If it was, I think he'd have been there.
Come on, listen. If he knows there's a podcast a 40-minute drive away, he's going to be like, "That's an easy pitch, right?" It's not going to be like, there's a Comic-Con in Australia. It's like there's a Comic-Con down there.
No, I know, but I think he would be like, Wales Comic-Con. Oh, where is it? And it used to be in Wrexham, but they moved to Telford, which is in England. I think he would be like, how dare they? How dare they? My beloved Wrexham.
But this is what we want, Dad. This is what we want. Controversy with Ryan Reynolds. Could you imagine Jamie going up with Ryan? Like, boom, boom, versus.
Okay, so I have my list, of which one section has already been covered, because me and Reg are on the same wavelength with 24, with the greatest TV show of all time. So I think this is a genuine possibility, and also would open up the possibility to other people. But I'm surprised that they haven't had Kevin Smith and Jamie Hughes yet. So the Comic Book Man, also known as the Tell 'em Steve Dave, is a podcast run by Brian Johnson, Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers, Walt Flanagan. We're on a TV show that Kevin Smith produced based at his comic book store in New Jersey. They all did, I think, Glasgow or Edinburgh Comic-Con. But I've not seen him do anything else since. But especially like Kevin Smith, when he's promoting something, he'll just go anywhere. Like we saw him in a cinema giving a Q&A in Manchester. So I know he's the sort of person that is open to doing all these sorts of things. So they
did do MCM, didn't they? They did MCM London. Both did it.
I think Jamie Hughes has been. I don't remember Kevin, but maybe. But I don't see why they're not possibilities, especially when you then consider, like say, you've got I know some of the Tell 'em Steve Dave crew have done stuff with them as well, so they could always come over. You've got a lot of scope for them to do more than just sitting there signing autographs and taking photos. you know, like
yeah,
a
their
Q&A
panels
with
would be
him.
ace.
You could do he would do an after dark, you know, as soon as the con shuts, we stay there for the 2 hours and he does a Q&A show or whatever.
Yeah, where he answers one
Podcast.
question because he goes on
Absolutely.
so long. God bless him.
So I think he would be a really good one for them to get, like for a lot of reasons. Another one, and it's something I don't think you see enough of. You see exactly the same faces every single time, but there are not enough comic artists there for a comic con. But Brian Lee O'Malley, who wrote Scott Pilgrim and Seconds,
look,
and
it's Brian O'Malley.
Exactly. Even though he's done lots of other stuff as well since and before, Scott Pilgrim has such an iconic sort of stance in pop culture that I think there would be so many people who would want to see him.
Yes.
And you know, for him to do a sketch, like we saw him, he did a book tour when he released Seconds, and we saw him in a little comic book shop in Nottingham, and he took 2 minutes and did a sketch of Scott for me. Like, didn't take him long at all. It's totally free because I bought the book. Just like, yeah, here you go, done. That's the best thing about the comic book artist. It's not about just going, oh, sign my comic. It's when they've got the time to do your really quick sketch.
That would be an awesome show.
He would be great. Absolutely. I mean, there's loads of comic artists. I mean, I think they've had Charlie Adlard. Charlie Adlard, who drew The Walking Dead from like issue 7 right the way through to the end. He lives in Shrewsbury.
Wow.
So
he does. He's there quite regularly, and he just in random comic books, just like doing shit.
And I know years ago, I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, he was at a Wells Comic Con, but I'm surprised he's not there more because again, it's a really big name. The minute you say the guy who drew The Walking Dead, that's a pull. Okay, and my last one, and this will come as no surprise to any of you. I want a bit of Lord Sugar at the Comic Con. Why can we not have Sir Alan Lord Sugar?
You are there.
Comic-Con?
You're there. You're just helping do music videos instead of actually sitting at the table.
For people confused right now, Lord Sugar is my Dungeons and Dragons character when we play Roll in One. But no, the actual You're Fired Lord Sugar, I want him at a Comic-Con.
I don't think he would understand the concept.
No.
But at the same time,
I think the real question is, though, does he need the money? Like,
well,
he
doesn't,
really,
but he doesn't really say no to a lot of things, does he? He literally gets a random person every year to do shit for him. He's like, yeah, let's give you money. It's your idea.
True.
Like, he would literally sit there. As long as everyone comes up with the idea and does everything for him, he'll sit there and just sign and do the usual pose.
Very true. That could work.
And that could be so much money just for a Saturday where he would be potentially doing nothing.
That's it. And you know what? He could be as cranky as he likes all day. I would encourage him to be really angry with every person he talks to, because that's part of his thing. That's his draw. So
you would not get him involved in our videos, though, because he would not allow it at all. He'd be like, yeah, money, how much? How many people are here? These are all going to watch it. I demand at least a tenner from each of these people that are here to watch it. And we're like, yeah.
Like, that's not how YouTube works, Mr. Sugar. It's Lord Sugar. All right.
Yeah. The one thing that I genuinely completely forgot about was on my list was Bruce Campbell, and he's genuinely there next year.
Yep, absolutely.
And like, that is just mind blowing for me. I can't believe it. So I'm so excited.
There you go. Your wish is their command. Now, we also, just to finish things off, we asked, I put out a message on Facebook and Instagram to ask who would people want, and we got a few people have let us know. So Claire Smith has said they want anyone from Criminal Minds, which I don't watch Criminal Minds, but I know it's something like the second highest rated TV show in the States, like after NCIS, which is another one I don't watch and don't really get, but I know that the people in that, some of the cues for some of the people I see with TV shows from decades ago, something as current as that, I'm sure that would be a really good pull for Wells Comic Con. What else we got? Anthony Bond said it's got to be the Critical Role cast. I'm sure you two will have something to say about that.
Yeah, most of them were in my list.
We've also got our Deadpool, as we call him, Mr. Dave Mitchell, basically echoed what you guys said before about Ryan Reynolds, but also Chris Pratt. He seems like a real top end of difficulty.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Reynolds has something about him that might be a draw. Yeah, I mean, I know MCM has had they had Tom Hiddleston and Bucky in the past, so they have had some quite top end people from the MCU at other Comic Cons. So I'm curious whether they're receptive to it. Bex Potter said Doug Cockle, who is that?
He voices the Witcher.
Voices, right?
In the game, yeah.
Geralt, okay. And then lastly, Victoria Does Cosplay on Instagram said Jennifer Connelly, Felicity Jones, and Natalie Portman. Jennifer Connelly, I feel like I've seen her do Comic Cons.
Yeah,
Felicity
she's
Jones,
definitely done
I'm not
Comic-Cons.
sure. Natalie Portman, that would be. She doesn't tend to do a lot nowadays, but I feel like she's still got that stature. That would be a tricky one. I don't know whether she's the sort of person who would come to Comic Cons, but yeah, that would be a big get if they could get her.
It would be amazing if she did. Although that also sparks off. I would love Andy Samberg and like the Lonely Island crew.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At the Comic Con, they would be awesome. And if Natalie Portman was there, they could do the Natalie Portman song.
What you want, Natalie?
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Oh,
I would
Terry
love that
Crews.
so much. Yeah. Yeah, Brooklyn
Yeah,
Nine-Nine, the Brooklyn Nine-Nine
cast
crew would be incredible.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, if we did make it and we did our own Comic Con, our little list would be incredible. So
our list of people that we want but couldn't get, you mean?
No, we'll just have like people in the morph suits with like the face of cowboy faces of like all the celebrities. And like, hello, I'm Terry Crews.
And if people ask why they're in morph suits, we just go, it's COVID safe, innit?
That's it.
It is really Andy Samberg. Promise.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt's over there in the blue one.
Wonderful.
Right, well, we can only hope that the Wells Comic Con overlords get to watch this video and they listen to us and they're like, do you know what? They make some very good points. Let's get them on the phone.
If they do, and I hope they do, I know because Oliver would really like it. Can we get Alexander Armstrong there as well? Because he seems like a really easy one to get, and he does
what children's characters does he do the voice of?
He does the voiceover for Dougie, so he's like,
hey
Dougie, like, what are we doing today? I would love him to be like, hello Oliver, what are we up to today? And he'd be like, holy shit, it's the Dougie guy.
Thanks for joining me, and thanks for watching. We will see you in April. Back in Telford, back at Not Wales Comic Con. See ya.
It's April already. Oh my god. Exciting. Right, bye everyone.
Doodles.
Bye.